back to another episode on our podcast.
Around Town Chatter.
In this episode, we're going to talk about the different types of personalities that you meet throughout your life.
Okay, so wait, Haifa, which was the first personality we chose?
I think the narcissist.
Okay, so starting off with the narcissist.
I mean, they're the main character of their own world.
The sun rises and sets for them only.
I know, but seriously, encountering these types of people can be really draining for us. I mean, they constantly, everything comes back to them.
Yes, and don't you think, Haifa, that they struggle with empathy and they can even drain your energy without you realizing
They
it?
always crave admiration, and it's really bad. Actually, I've done my research, Sidra, and I've realized that narcissistic people are actually, they are the way they are because factors like neglectful parenting, excessive praise or judgment can play a huge role in actually developing these narcissistic tendencies.
Wait, I don't really get what you mean. I'm just gonna say an example and tell me if I'm on the right path. Let's say we have a child, his parents treat him so good, he does not know what the word no means, and he just acts so superior. Does he expect other people to treat him the same way?
Exactly what I was trying to say.
I get it now.
So they grow up, they expect the same treatment from everyone around them, the same that they were being treated as a child.
Wait, before switching off, as my infamous mom would say, some people are lessons. They come into our life to teach us how to protect our peace.
Exactly. I love your mom. She's always right about everything. So moving on to the second type of personality, the victim mindset. So basically, the victim mindsets are those people that are constantly in the problem. So basically, they face a problem in their life and they have the solution right in front of them, but they don't want to take the steps themselves to help themselves
Yes,
out.
they don't. Yes, and you feel like they're stuck in a type of cycle within themselves and the question of why me.
Exactly. And I don't like that because people around them are constantly trying to fix them, but they're not willing to take the steps themselves to help.
And they don't even take any steps to help themselves. They just like to lay back and let other people dwell on them.
And it's actually really draining because you end up carrying their emotional baggage for them.
Exactly. Okay, so let's switch it up to something more joyful. Haifa, what about the people pleasers?
I love the people pleasers.
Or do we just love how much they love us?
But seriously, they're one of the most generous and kindest people that we encounter in our lives. But sometimes the urge of always pleasing everyone around them can actually make them neglect their own selves.
Exactly, and it's actually really heartbreaking because you can see how much they say no, they want to say no, but at the end they say yes even when it costs them their peace.
Exactly. And I think we have a friend in common that is a people pleaser.
I mean, I once had a friend who would always try to say yes to plans even when it overwhelmed him or even when it overwhelmed her. I mean, what did she think?
I mean, I feel like she felt like if she said no, that you guys would like her any less.
That's the thing, Fifi. People always usually tend to tie their self-worth to how useful they are to others.
Yeah, and actually having these people around us can actually remind us to check in with ourselves. Are we showing up as our authentic selves or are we just pleasing everyone around us?
Okay, Haifa, a question. What do you think this type of mentality actually teaches you or influences you?
I feel like when I'm facing a problem, I remember these types of people. And I actually remember how I have to see what makes me happy and not what makes them happy, and to actually live for myself.
Yes, great minds think alike. I was just gonna say it teaches you balance between knowing when to step back and let other people take responsibility for their own healing.
Exactly. I totally agree with that.
Okay, so let's talk about the overly competitive person.
I hate those people.
I know, it's like life is a game and they just have to win.
I mean, competition isn't inherently bad, but overdoing it is really draining.
It's really bad. And I mean, you can have a friend. I have a friend, for example, that if I say I have like 3 hours of sleep, he's gonna start comparing his hours of sleep to mine, and I'm just done with it.
Yeah, exactly. I hate those types of people. Like
too.
You have a problem and you go to them just to feel better and talk about it, and they end up just making you feel worse.
And you try to wait for them so they can sympathize or something, but they just don't.
It messes with your confidence, and
exactly.
I hate it.
And the last personality we have is the enthusiastic people. I mean, I just love them. They're always so joyful and positive.
Yes, they spread their positive energy around everyone, and it's actually really nice. But sometimes this extra positive energy or this need to make everyone happy can actually be because of their own insecurities or problems.
I mean, I'd have to agree to disagree. I think their energy is very contagious and I really like them. I mean, imagine being joyful 24/7, but like, how can they be like that? Don't they have problems?
They do have problems actually, but we don't see them. They show up to us, or we see them as very joyful and positive constantly, but deep down they're actually struggling with lots of problems.
Yes, or they could be using their positivity as a shield, as you said, to hide their anxiety or sadness.
Exactly, that's totally what I meant.
Okay, so this was the last personality we talked about, and
so like each one of these personalities adds a little piece to our puzzle of personal growth.
Totally. And maybe the whole point of this podcast is not for you guys to avoid certain types of personalities, but to learn what each interaction tells you more about them and yourself.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're just all trying to figure it out.
See you guys in another episode.
Bye.